All right, y'all. We back. Y'all just heard music by Geo Summer and Phil Martell. We got the lady behind the music, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Go ahead and tell the people about yourself.
Hello, Chicago and the rest of the world. I am Chemistry Beats. Thank you for joining me today on Law Speaks with
Lost Speech,
Terrell.
yep. That's right. Yep. All right, cool. So first I gotta address the elephant in the room. What so Chemistry Beats, so does that mean you produce beats or something?
I do, but I will tell you the honest to God truth. I'm so crappy. In my opinion, I'm crappy. I started going to school at Full Sail. Okay, I'll just start like this. Originally, I just love music. I have an ear for it. I could tell you what you need on it, what's missing on a project, and I've always just had that music. I'll say was my number one love. And then so my name was always Chemistry Beats. I would always say, man, if I ever have a label, you feel me? And then somebody was like, oh man, Chemistry Beats, what's up? Send me some beats, send me some. And then I had started being flooded with music, but most of my peers, they see me as an A&R. So people would always send me their music for years, for like 10 or 15 years, people will be sending me music saying, this is what I have made so far. Tell me what you think. I don't want to mix or master it until I send it by you. And then so I was kind of like meeting different artists and stuff like that and bringing them through. I had a podcast and all these different things. So I was kind of like in this whole musical web of life. And
Mm.
then I said, you know what, shit, if it could make me money though, because people are asking me what's up, like, you feel me? For one, they trust my opinion, they trust my ear. Consultation fees don't come cheap, you know what I'm saying? But I'm
Right.
giving out this free game, and I said, shit, perhaps I just need to learn to make beats though, since it's the demand for it. I went to Full Sail University, stayed there
Mm.
for about 6 months, and I started working with Logic Pro, and I have the basics. I started playing around like making beats and stuff like that, but nothing can I say here, I'm gonna sell you this and I feel like it's right. But I am good at like hearing a sound and knowing that you belong on the track and knowing that you should bring it like this and you should do it like this. And even some of the producers that I do work with, they would say I'm executively producing this track
Okay.
because my opinion is valued and that we're in there, and it's, I mean, if I say this or that, or you know, pan this in, or take the EQ off, or add the EQ and take some of the compression off, that's kind of, I guess, what they allow me to do around here. But actually making beats, I promise you, I have a MP, I have like all the technology to be able to do it, but it requires you to not have friends, not have a love life. Not, I assume. I mean, I
Right.
just only assume because I have not been. Man, I try to sit here and and you get so wrapped up into it, you going into a rabbit hole, and only you can hear what you don't hear, what you want somebody else to hear, and you'll sit there and keep fucking around with it. But to say that I'm actually pushing beats out, no. But I am an executive producer on some of these new projects that you hear.
Okay, so you kind of like Taraji P. Henson was on Empire, basically. Like how she really didn't really produce, but she told everybody where to go and
and
how they should be
and
on the
they're not,
mix and everything.
yes, and I love that not only my team, Gio Simon and Philip Martell, but we have I mean, it's a world of people that it was even unbeknownst to me who not gonna push a project through unless it come through Chemistry Beats, unless I say yes or no. And I had that thing for a long time, and now that I'm in the industry, I'm getting to meet, you know, saying new artists. So it's not even just my team. If I say, oh, this is hot, it's just a believable thing. You feel me? So
Right.
it's a blessing. It's a blessing. You feel me? It really is a blessing.
So
So I
it's almost like your
I be
stamp.
cooking.
It's
Yeah,
almost like your stamp.
I be
Like
cooking. Look,
they gotta get that official stamp.
I'm also cookie to the degree of me. I'm having an interview. I'm also cookie to the degree on hello, how you doing? You look a little bit more refreshing. I'm also cookie to the degree that, well, I used to say Hitler. Like I'm in this motherfucker like you 50 push-ups. Like, y'all better not embarrass me on that stage. You better, look, Phil be in here doing push-ups and rapping at the same time, just so that when he's on stage, he want to be sexy on stage and be able to be long-winded and rap a 10-minute set. You feel me?
I'm about to say, yeah. I actually heard him talk about that one time about pushing up and rapping and stuff. I haven't tried the push-up thing, but I tried the jogging and rapping my lyrics to build my lung capacity. But
me too. I used to
yeah.
when I was at the gym, I had a personal trainer and shit. I would do whatever he had me doing, and then I would get on a treadmill before I left. I would try to do 10 minutes, but it's so hard to do 10 minutes. But I would do 10 minutes and I would try to rap Lil Wayne, and I'd be like, if these hoes is animals, then I'm gonna have a mink soon. Tell them bitches I say put my name on the wall, and I'm like, whoosh, goddamn, I'm sad. But I would try to finish that Lil Wayne song working out. So the fact that he said he does it, I'm like, okay, let's go. But you will see it on artists when they performing. If they could do it, everybody want a 10-minute set, but
I'm about to say it actually, believe it or not, it actually works because my lung capacity is actually getting better. I noticed from my last performance. As far as I don't run out of breath as quick. So I got a little better because I've been speed walking and rapping the lyrics and trying to, because that was one thing that was bothering me, that I was running out of breath. So I started taking tips from people that's been doing it longer. You know,
when you performing, do you have your lyrics over? Do you have your lyrics over the music, or do you
I do it out now. So that's why. So I do it without, because I started doing it without because the having this behind me was limiting, and every time I made a mistake, everybody knew it because the track was leaving me. So I try to do it without it.
You know what? If you're really an artist and you're dope, doing it without is the way it goes. That you can control it more. But I'll tell you something that I've noticed at certain venues, like backstage. Backstage is a place, and I think Ambition, if I'm not mistaken, those are two places. No, not Ambition. Joe's and Backstage are two places that I actually realized that your motherfucking lyrics play, because it's more of a party vibe.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's more of a party vibe, more than Subterranean, where you have real hip hop heads listening to your sound, like, ooh, and they sitting there and they studying and they really respect it. Certain places like Backstage, Joe's, it's so turned up that you don't have to give this crowd
so
high, that's some high quality shit.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, I could be wrong, but I noticed that for my team. Like, you know what? If we come in a party and we turned up, a lot of people want to hear that, just some good music. So if you got a good mix on it, let that shit play. You don't gotta take your words off of it.
So I hear,
and I feel like you get a better response.
Now I see why people. So I see why people come to you now. I see. I can tell you say yeah, because you go. I can see it now. I see it now. I see it. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, because I started doing. Yeah, I mean, I started doing it for personal reasons. That was just me, personal reasons. Because I felt like it
people
was
say, "Motherfucker can't even perform." They up there with the lyrics all playing and it's that. You feel me?
I mean, you know what? We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. Since you took it there, I wasn't gonna go there yet, but since you took it there, we gonna go there real quick. I mean, why do you think that's a big deal? Like, why is it such a big deal how another person performing their record? Like, okay, if they decide they want to have their lyrics behind them, not have it behind them, why do you think that's such a big deal?
Simply because we paid our money to see good entertainment. You feel me? So it's kind of like, if you have the lyrics on there and you made the song, we already follow you on every single social media platform. Then you're going to tell us to download your song. Like, why am I now coming out of my house? I'm driving here and I'm paying a ticket from 25, sometimes more, to see not the same shit you had me download last week, and not what I could just be in my own. You feel me? I'm coming to see a performance. I want to see your stage presence. I want to see how you rock the crowd. I want to see how you interact with people, how people are receptive to you as an artist. So it's important to be able to say, remove the lyrics and perform, because that's what we're coming to see. We're coming to see your performance.
Right.
Now we're coming to hear your music. then it should be kind of like shit. This is meet at the park and shit, and y'all just everybody just turn they, we at the cars and the songs. Just you feel me? We could sit on our porches and you could drive past that. Well, that's how it was back in the day. Telling my age, but
I mean,
you know what
I
I'm saying?
get you.
But
I
I
understand.
think
I
that's
understand.
why people are saying, "Oh, that shit whack as hell," because we're coming here for a performance, not necessarily to hear your music. Because now Apple and all these other platforms made it easy to where we could just download
Right.
your shit. So, but if I come to see Terrell and you call yourself law speak, not speak that let me hit what you say shit, you feel me? So
Right. I
so
feel you.
people want to see how you rocking the crowd and all the little antics that you do, and that makes for a good show. If you've ever seen Usher, and if you ever seen Usher, that's I don't know why he stands out in my mind, but like you're not just getting his CD, you're
Right.
like,
Right.
wow, you feel me?
Right. Yeah, I used to watch people like I watch performance footage of Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, and even Anderson .Paak. I've been watching him a lot to see how he like interacts and dances around with the crowd and see like get little tricks and tips and stuff. So I do watch that. There's a couple of big time performers that I don't like at all. Well, I don't want to say don't like, but their performance is like, do I really want to pay to see that? So it's like,
well, overall, you have to remember MC. You come into this place or whatever, and you finna spit your shit on a microphone. MC, that means that you are the master of this ceremony. You feel me? So if you're the master of the ceremony and you just press play or the DJ just spins it and you not saying shit, which I will tell you, I see people literally not saying shit. And I'm like what? You can't just choose to hit that note or say only that word and the song is fucking playing. You feel me? I feel robbed as a person who want to delve into music. But if we talking about MC, you're the master of this ceremony. That's why they said, that some of this shit be like kind of like we're wrapped up like music is where the devil is, and it's like a code, and you can get because the master of the ceremony can control when they say, put your motherfucking hands up, follow me, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers say jump, we jump.
right.
So you're master of the motherfucking ceremony. So how we finna turn up when I come see you? You feel me? Law speak. How we finna turn up? Like what you finna do? And to me, if you already are a good artist, fuck it. That's already a win. You're not coming here to show me you're a good artist. You're coming here now to show me that you're a dope master of this ceremony. Let me see how we finna move with you. You feel me? So
I feel you.
That's man.
I feel you. I like that. That's good. That's good insight. Oh, if I had to say it before, the name of the episode is actually Chemistry 101.
You feel me? Look, well, I don't have it up right now, but I have an entire backdrop and it's called Don't Flunk Chemistry. It's got books, it's with an app. I just literally have not started. I didn't know if I wanted to make that as my podcast or just do like a vlog with that or whatever. But I like the fact that you said Chemistry 101 because you kind of get that there's supposed to be the lesson kind of thing. Like I don't just come on here.
Because I watched a lot of your lives. I watched a lot of your lives, and
I be dropping jewels. You feel me?
You giving some wisdom, man. So we gonna talk about the podcast thing real quick. So you do have a podcast coming out, right?
Yes, called I Beat the Odds. And to be honest with you, I literally probably could just press play now, the same how just how you and I just did this. I probably can just get up and running just like today. But in my mind, I have all these different ideas for how I want it to be. And I flunked chemistry. Feel me? And I flunked because I overthink. Some things are very simple. Just go ahead and start. I do have a pretty decent following though. And you feel me? So I do have a decent following. And then whenever I just go live, a lot of people do tune in and I get a lot of feedback and stuff like that. But I haven't gotten it down pack in my head for when or how I want to start this thing, to be honest. But yes, Don't Flunk Chemistry. It is my podcast where I just kind of want to, I'm sorry, not Don't Flunk Chemistry. I Beat the Odds. I beat the odds. I really want to placate my name as much as I can because Kimistry Beats is a LLC brand company. So Kimistry Beats is the brand. So I think that's why I steered away from Don't flunk Kimistry. Kimistry Beats is the brand. I want to be making beats. Everything I do, I want it to be around beats. Given my life story from growing up in the system to where I am now as a newlywed, whatever.
Congratulations. I kind of thought you were already married, but that's a whole different story.
That's a good thing. You feel me? That means I'm carrying myself the way I should as a woman. But yeah, I want everything to be around, like constructed around beats. That's how much I love music. So I beat the odds. I just want to simply be able to have this platform where every day on my show, whether you are an entrepreneur or an entertainer, we really can talk about okay, yeah, I know that you're here, but I'm sure you have overcome some trials and tribulations, and give people their flowers like right then and there. So it's as simple as that. What the podcast is going to be about.
I'm gonna tell you a secret for what you kind of started a podcast already, low key. The way because your lives, you did something that I probably should have did when I started my podcast in 2020. Mm-hmm. You do a whole bunch of lives that you already introduce yourself to the people, and you showing them what we can expect from your live already, from your your podcast, from the live.
I appreciate that.
It's almost like you promoting it already unknowingly.
Yes.
It's like you promoting it already. I'm like, dang, that's a good idea. Why did I do that? Like, do a whole bunch of lives to introduce my brand to people, and then
I love it. I love it because so actually before I came into the music industry, I had already had a following. Like, somebody told me that they thought my Facebook page was a group page. That's how ratchet my page was. When I tell you it was off the chain, like in 2014, and I never understood why my family would be like, you posted that? Like, that couldn't have been something you just thought about. And but I had so many people tapping in and following and stuff like that. So a lot of those people, they're still with me today. And the fact that they knew that I love music, I don't know if I ever said this, but I never liked local music of musicians before. I would only talk about mainstream artists. And I think that's how my ability to A&R became like a solidified thing, because I would say, yo, Kendrick Lamar, like K died on the sun with this one, and I would put something out, and then everybody be like, oh shit, you right, or y'all see that 3 Stacks said this when he was on the 16 joint with Rick Ross, and it would get so much traction. You feel me? So that coupled with just me knowing music, and then when I go on there and I would say all kind of racy things, or have my stretch marks showing and I got on the sports bra, and I got on stretch marks and a fucking belly ring. You feel me? Stomach out to here, rolls and shit. Right. But I'm just in the camera like, yo, and I never knew that the rest of the world wasn't like that. You feel me? And so
people just like in your own world the whole time.
All the time. Okay, you feel me? And so now I'm really in my purpose. I'm in my purpose, from Gio Sama to Philip Martell to the podcast I Beat the Odds, to even being here talking to you. And a middleman introduced us. So that shows you the power of like walking in your purpose. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. So yeah, so we're gonna get into that. So I know you talked about that. What made you decide so Gio Sama, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Gio Sama, that's your son, right?
Yes, my
and
oldest.
Phil Martell, that's your husband, fiance. I'm just
boyfriend, baby daddy.
Like, yeah, we just go
landlord, mechanic.
So we just go say that's your family dynamic.
Yeah, it is. It's the family. Yes.
What made you want to basically take your family's career in your hands and basically manage their careers?
I didn't necessarily want to. It was one of those things where I use this word. I'm starting to use this word a lot, called download it. And I'm realizing that when you start tapping into self, your higher self, and information gets on you, it's you being downloaded. You know, like the angel that sits over here and the devil that sits over here. Those are certain downloads. You feel me? So as they were making music, you feel me? I was just like, I invest naturally because I love it. I invest too much of my time into y'all projects to the point where I should be having 30% of it. And even and no matter what, because it's a family dynamic, it still comes back into the house. But I'll be damned if Xavier 2 times calls me mom and I worship him as an artist, and my own son makes music and he's somewhere else talking to somebody else. That just ain't gonna make sense. You
Okay,
feel
I
me?
got you.
When
I got
outsiders start saying chemistry, so it kind of worked to where they started seeing who I was through other artists.
you.
That's kind of how it happened. You feel me? Because
Okay.
I'm sure Phil didn't necessarily want to be saying, you know how some artists they particular. I'm sure you're an artist, so
Yeah.
I'm about to tell you like that shit don't sound good. You get into it with a person, the relationship comes over. But I'm sure in the beginning he was kind of like, what you mean? You feel me? Like, I'm Philip
Right.
Martell. I didn't know who the fuck Philip Martell was. You feel me?
Mm.
So all I'm telling you that shit right there that you just made, it's a 7, which means it's good, but it can be a 10. And I'm gonna show you why it could be a 10, because he just dropped this. That's a 10. You can see that it's a 10. Look at the following, look at the numbers, look at that's a 10. This is good, but it's a 7. So that's what is like, it's like a pro and a con. It's like people love me for that because it's brutal honesty,
Right.
but people who are soft in nature or about, it's like, what the fuck you just say my project is?
I mean, well, artists in general are sensitive. That's just the artist thing, you know. Be sensitive about our shit. Just that's that. We sensitive about it.
I had to learn that.
So I mean, you could take it because for some people, but it's like some people it like stings more. Like for example, like if I give something to my brother, my brother is the only person that I believe that even tell me the honest truth. Sometimes I don't know about certain people, but my brother he'll tell me, he like, nah, bro, that ain't it, man. Nah, don't. Nah, he like, nah, bro, that sucks.
The sound, or like what is it, like the content of the
You know
music,
what?
or the quality?
He won't dig deep into it. He'll just say it sucks.
That shit alone.
He won't.
Okay. So when you say some people are saying things like, because you said that artists are sensitive about their music, and you said the one person that would, and you don't know if other people are. The people that you're skeptical about being honest, would you honestly want them to be, or are you okay with the fact that they sugarcoat it?
That's the thing. I wouldn't be okay if they sugarcoat. Sometimes, well, me myself, I question myself already any damn way, but I would be skeptical about certain people if I don't think you're going to be biased enough to tell me like, nah, man, do that again. That ain't good. Because I probably want you to tell me before somebody else tells me. Because now I'm pissed off because you told me it was good and 5 other people hate it, but I came to you first.
So, you know what? I've actually seen you perform one time, and I was headed out the club, and you performed last, or it was the hours of the night was dwindling down. But as I was walking out, I turned back around, and I'm not lying. They'll tell you I don't lie. I turned around and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, he rap? I was standing in the motherfucking, I know what the fuck he was there doing. I thought he was part of shit, Ambition Crew or some shit. And I'm walking out of Ambition, so I gotta go like the L, and I gotta go this way and go that way. When I turn, I look back and I'm like, if it, and I mean, you was spazzing. It wasn't no turn it off. I don't think so. I was like, oh, okay. You got something. You had something to say that day. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, and I've seen that performance once, but your nature, I've seen you around, and it's just a cool, collect, chill. So a person wouldn't even have thought you was going to come up there and go in.
You know what's funny? I get that all the time. They say, "Man, I didn't think you would do something like that." Well, me myself, I'm an introvert. I'm quiet in nature. I'm not even like I've seen. Like I could tell you an example. I've seen you and Phil a couple of times. A couple of times I didn't approach y'all because there were too many people around y'all. And me myself, I got nervous. So I went in my shell. Okay. There's too many people around. So
you're a Virgo or a Pisces?
I'm a Virgo. My birthday's August 28th.
Okay, that makes sense. So you got a birthday coming up.
Yeah. So I'm like,
so that makes sense. But inside, you're probably imploding. Like, well, they just fucking move already.
Kind of. I'm like, yeah, kind of. So when I get on stage, that's my time to like
explode.
Because I feel like, okay, now this is my time to. I feel like I got something to prove every time I go on stage or drop something or do anything. Even with this podcast, every episode, I feel like I got something to prove. I got to prove that, okay, this is something you need to be listening to. So that's my attitude. And then I'm never satisfied with nothing.
It should be like that.
So, like,
So you're your toughest critic.
yeah, because my wife would say, "Baby, it's good, it's good." I'm like, "No, it's not." Because see, that note right there is see, I went flat on there. I'm really off key here. That I didn't put enough energy in that track. Like like I got a song with Bees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard Bees verse, I threw my verse out and redid my verse like 10 times.
Oh, you better. Yeah, yeah. Beast, he has the potential to make a motherfucker like, hold up.
I'm like,
Hold on, let me
now I thought my verse was good, but I'm like,
uh-huh.
I'm like, because my fear was with that, my biggest fear with that song was
What's the name of it?
it's called Coming For You.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out on streaming platforms now. I got a video out for it and everything.
That's why I asked you. I'm gonna definitely check it out when we get
Yeah.
through.
So and then when I was doing the song, my boy who's technically my engineer, and he rapped on the song last too, and he said, bro, you know what the issue is? You know, you like doing the conscious stuff, and you need to talk your shit on this song. You need to brag a little bit. Talk on for once. Talk on yourself. Come on this track with some confidence. You don't have enough confidence. That's the problem.
And
so
it's called Coming For You.
Yeah, Coming For You.
Okay, Coming For You. Like creeping up out the alley with the mask on and
something like
get in
that.
my
Yeah.
way.
So okay. YA. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he like, bro, you need to talk your shit on this song. You're not talking your shit on this song. Thing is, you need to for once in your life, bro, you need to brag. Just brag a little bit. He say brag a little bit, man. Act like you know that you got what it takes, man. He told me something that actually made me actually rap the song. He said, remember that radio host that laughed at your song and how pissed off you was?
Oh, wow.
Use that. I'm like, okay. And that's how you came up with my verse.
That fueled your the rage for you to go and be like, fuck.
Yeah, so he kind of like, he said, you got to go in and you got to basically talk to them, all them that the radio stations that laughed at you, them people that basically damn near booed you on stage. It's your time. This is your chance to prove them wrong. I'm like, okay.
I can't wait to go hear that song. I cannot wait now because I know it's gonna be cold. But that's good to even have a friend like that, especially an artist.
Yeah,
who tell you that.
Yeah. Because he was telling me, I'm like, man, this ain't coming out right. He like, man, and then Bees, you know how Bees come on any track. I'm like, when I heard they said this verse, I'm like, damn, I can't. Wow, okay.
Yeah, they say B's been making music for a long time consistently.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he probably have to actually sit down and think about what he's gonna do for a feature. I feel like he could just easily pull some shit from somewhere. He's been doing it for so long.
I think he probably did with that one because he sent it like back that next weekend. I sent it to him like the beginning of the week, and he did a studio session that weekend, and I got his verse back. And it was crazy. So I had to hold on to it for a minute. Because it took me about 3 months.
You sent him the beat with your verse attached or without your verse? Okay.
Without.
Okay.
So he hadn't heard my verse. So it wasn't like, but I sent him the concept. I said the concept is, coming to take over the music industry. And this is where he needs to go in the song.
Okay. Right up his alley.
Yeah, I'm pretty, And know what, when I heard the beat, I heard his voice on the beat.
Who's the engineer?
My boy Charismatic. He do it out his home studio.
Oh, okay. Wait, which one?
Charismatic.
What's the name of the studio you said?
His house.
Oh, okay. That's say his own.
So we did on his at his home studio, then outsourced it to get mixed and mastered.
Okay, that's what's up.
So yeah.
Check it out.
But yeah.
So that's the nature of the artistry though. And I like the fact that you're confident enough to take heed like that, because some artists, they're so stuck in their head, they think that they only listen to their own music, so they don't get a chance to see how sound and music changes all the time.
Right.
And they wouldn't be able to take that advice to say, shit, I'm gonna sit on this, like B sent this back and it's cold as fuck. Like they wouldn't be able to even take that. You feel me? So that's what's up.
But you also gotta know who you working with too. Like you gotta know who you getting on the track with. Like I knew B's the murder. Like I couldn't come because I didn't want to be the part of the song that you say, man, nah, because I have to set the song up.
And you don't want them to be like, I heard you on Bede's song.
Right, that's the
No,
thing. Like, I mean,
no, that's my
because
song.
they already going to listen to it
Mm-hmm.
because of B's on there. Because I'm 50%
Okay.
of the people that listen to it went to it because he was on there, which I
Why,
had
why
no
do
issue
you
with.
think
That was
why
the
do you
whole
think
plan.
why do you think that is?
Oh, no, that's just what people told me.
Okay. They were
That made them
interested
turn
to
it
see
on,
that they were interested to see what he did on your track. Okay.
or what I did on track with him, vice versa. That wasn't probably everybody thinking, but I
Mm-hmm.
know that was a couple people clicked on because of that. That's just me knowing. But that's the plan anyway. I'm like, okay, yeah. My thing was I'm trying to grab some of his fans.
Why not?
That was the whole purpose of me,
Why
you
not?
know,
If you can
selling out the
afford it.
money.
I mean, if you can afford it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like
you know
shit.
what? Shout out to Danny. I was able to afford it because Beats was doing a special around that time, so I didn't have to
Okay.
pay his regular price.
Okay. Last year around this time.
I dropped it in 2021.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what's up. It's some artists that I want to work with that are mainstream. And I mean, I be listening to their music and they be saying 100,000 for a feature. I'm like, so I need 99 more thousand?
yeah.
All I
You
need is
gotta, you
one
gotta.
thousand. It took me 2 weeks to save up this motherfucking $1,000. I need 99 more of these
I'm about to
motherfuckers.
say you gotta get that. Okay, yeah, but I want to get more into yeah. So I do have to ask you about I gotta ask you about the Silverback a little bit. So I do gotta ask you about him.
That's my boy.
Now,
My boy.
so with his I guess I can say that with his celebrity because I heard his music before I knew what his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I think I could have sworn I heard his music back I forgot when, but I had to be in high school and I heard a song. It was Watch Me
Yeah,
Do My
buddy.
Move, I believe it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
either Watch Me Do My Move or Green Lights. One of them songs I heard.
Probably yeah, buddy, because
Yeah,
it had
buddy. That's what it was. It might have
yeah,
been Yeah, buddy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
buddy.
Watch me, it's the same. Watch me do my move.
Okay, that's that song.
Watch
Okay,
me
yeah.
do
So
my move. Yup, yeah, buddy.
yeah,
Yeah,
like I
that's
heard that song. I'm like, this song is pretty dope. It was like, but I didn't know who it was or nothing about it. I just kind of like raved
How
it
do
off. I'm
you
like,
say
okay,
it
dope
picked up
song.
by what? It was picked up by Island Def Jam Digital. I
Okay,
remember that, but it was picked up. So I mean, it was a big song. Like Jim Stone's, he always say the same thing. Like Philip Martell, I remember the Yeah Buddy track. He had that. Like,
okay, yeah.
it's a lot
Because
of
I
people
heard it.
that would know him from that song
Right.
being picked up.
So
Except
with him being known from that song, how did you take, getting with him and being with him and everybody, coming up to him about that?
and that's what I'm saying. This is the thing. Like I when I met him, he was really pushing his his love drug clothing line apparel. He had that clothing line like booming, you feel me? So I actually thought that he was more of a designer than a rapper. So I had a group called whatever little Facebook group I got or whatever. He put a song in there a couple of times. And in my mind, they were sevens. Nothing really sit on Kimistry Beats palette unless it's a 10. And if it's a 10, I'm gonna be attracted to you. Not necessarily in a way where I want to date you, but you kind of like got my attention now. You feel me? So I saw a couple of songs, but I'm like, oh, okay, he rapped, but it's a 7. And then one day he put a song in there, and I'm like, I had to hit him up, like, that's you? Like, okay, well, I'm gonna kind of need you to stop playing with me because not only are you handsome too, but you literally can rap. You feel me? And I had saw him on a Twister and Beads had a concert, and Philip Martell and Beads have a song where Philip like you said, Green Light. That's Philip Martell's song from 10, 15 years ago. Beads heard it, thought it was dope. Beads jumped on that song and did a feature. This motherfucker must have did 24 bars easily because I'm talking about Beads go crazy on the song. But the song Green Light to this day is probably one of the most highly requested songs from anybody from a 3-year-old to a 93-year-old. Everybody wants to hear Green Light. You feel me? So it's a very powerful song. But I didn't meet it, but when I met him, he was with Beads and Twister on their set. And he
Okay.
was performing his song. That's when I saw him when he was with his little girlfriend. You feel me? But we'll get back to that on my podcast, my beat the odds. You feel me?
Okay.
But he's with his little girlfriend up there performing and shit. You feel me? And so I go do a live and I'm like just shouting out everybody because there was so much love and camaraderie that day. I saw a lot of guys working together. But I didn't know the gravity of who he was as an artist. I thought I was meeting a designer who was finna take off and make it big doing a clothing line and shit.
No.
I thought, in fact, I was finna come and help him get his 7s to become a 10. You feel me? And then he started, you feel me? I thought I was finna come into his life and introduce him into the music world.
Right.
Like I heard that one song you dropped in my group and shit. You feel me? I like it a lot. Right. But you do a lot of these, but then the man starts going through catalogs of fucking songs, and I really was mind blown and pissed off at the same time, because I realized how life don't be given. Like you're over here and you're doing this, and he was growing and blowing up 2 years prior. So he had really took off with the clothing shit and was saying fuck music. But when I come in, I'm thinking, I could introduce him to a sound, put little hi-hats right there. But the man had so much music, and he was already a celebrity in a world with Crucial Conflict and the Shaunas and the Do or Dies. He came in for that era. You feel me? From the Twister and Do or Die and Psychodrama and Crucial Conflict. He's from the Drama Ward era. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
He's from with that group. And then, so I've been told by the streets, the streets be talking. They say, oh man, you know they blackball, bro. You feel me? They push certain artists and shit like that, and people got together and they push certain music. But bro was in the streets for real, and the shit he was rapping was really that shit. But a lot of times they push artists who can rap about what you living, and it ain't really their life. Sometimes that happen. That ain't my story to tell. You can catch him on I Beat the Odds. Enough time for that. Right. But in my mind, I'm just like, oh, nigga, you humbled in a motherfucker. Why you? So he didn't come into my life under I'm the Philip Martell. He came into my life. I didn't know that. I didn't know who he was. I still don't know who the motherfucker is. I don't know who he is until I'm outside with him. And people like, wait a minute. I didn't tell you about, well, we probably do this on my episode too, but listen, it be females like, Philip Martell, I remember you. I be, you was to perform at the, you feel me? That happens all the time. Then it be random guys coming up like, bro, I remember you had a movement, you with the Fresh Boys and Girls back, y'all, you from 21st, that type of shit. Whatever your name is, you feel me? But look, I be like, wow, I learn it as I'm growing with him, the impact of who I'm dating. You feel me? Because I thought I was the flex. I mean, I kind of am too, you feel me? But like low key, I looked up. He the flex too, you feel me?
I'm about to say, well, between me and you, I'm pretty sure he'll probably tell you that you are, because most men that have a good woman behind them say that they woman is they say flex.
Well, judging by this heavy ass ring and how I'm gonna say I'm the flex.
Yeah, that means you the flex, because that's how I look at my wife. Like my wife do everything behind the scenes for me as far as.
Was that how you had to call to come help us for that? You feel? Yeah. So came through like press that, do that, goddamn, this should be working.
yeah. So she do behind the scenes. She the one who told me that I wasn't performing properly. She said you need to put more. You need to put more to your performance. You need to go out there and perform. She like, next time you see some girls in the corner dance to your music, if you don't, you go out there, you rap to them girls that you see dance, and you dance with them if you got to.
Yeah. Instead of the people right here in the middle looking at shit. And that's actually what happened. I know this is an interview all about me. You feel me? I can interview you later on my show. But as I was leaving out of Ambition that day and I saw you, I heard the content, but it was a boring performance. And that's probably why I had a wow, because I was like, I fucking thought he was part of the staff that worked here.
Right.
I thought he was the artist. You feel me? Because you was like that proper, you feel me? Just kind of chill, like just kind of there. You feel me? I didn't see you really socializing. But the impact of your voice and the lyrics, I really was like, oh shit. You feel me?
Right.
Salute to
you. So she told me to put more. So I put more now because she told me like you got to put more in that. Because if you sell it more, you'll get a better reaction. She said you might have them listening, but you got to give more.
The performance shit, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so you got to give more. So she impart to that, So now I go around now I dance around now.
Yeah, that's what's
All
up.
because of her.
So I got to come and see you again because that was about 2 years ago.
Yeah. So any dancing you see, blame her. That's all on her.
So this was her.
Yeah. So uh
And then
okay.
Gio Sama as an artist is actually a new artist.
Oh
He's
yeah.
a new artist. So okay, so now you feel me? I'm Kimistry Beats. I told you a little bit of a synopsis of where I come from and how I got started. Philip
Right.
Martell, we just synopsis that part. Gio
Right.
Sama actually just came back home last year, and he was out living, finding himself. You feel me? As a young man, he
Right.
came back home, and I think he found an attraction because I wasn't the same mom that he remembered me being from when he was a little kid. Now he see me in my purpose in the music field, and now he see my partner is also doing something that is it had a world of its own. Kimistry Beats and Philip Martell became like the brand for Black love, Black empowerment.
Right.
This whole that became its own world outside of music. When Son comes back home, he had made a song called True Story, and he played it, and he was like, well, I just did this a little bit. It's all I ever did. But it was such a one of those gut-wrenching, soulful, painful, rod wave-ish kind of things, you feel me? But I got a chance to learn who my son was, or maybe even some things that he had been through being in the streets, you feel me?
Oh,
And
okay.
then you feel me? So now I'm listening to the lyrics, and yeah, and he talks about the dark side of growing up, the depression, drug usage, and just being down or not feeling his best self, and not even knowing if he's gonna be alive until he's 25 years old. And so those things sat on me, and I really was like, again, I can't have Xavier 2 times as my play son because I
Right.
love him and I respect and support him. And my real son has this gift that he probably don't even fucking know he has. But listening to the song made me feel like it's time to spend quality time. It's really time to spend time. You know, as a teenagers, they like to go they separate ways and try to find themselves. But I'm
Right.
like, whatever you're looking for is right here in your house, because Phil 10 toes deep in the streets. Your mother 10 toes deep in the streets. You feel me? And only 10 toes now. We used to be knee deep in it. Now 10 toes because hey, politic here and there, whatever. But we've grown away from so much of that stuff that we used to glorify. But we have so much information to give. Why wouldn't we want to give it to our son? If you make some music that look like you may have lost your way a little bit, or you need some direction, it's right here in your house now. Boom. So we go to Jesse Parks. Boom. We got Sensei come over. Boom. We got Touch One Tongue come on. Boom. So now we got some heavy motherfucking producers and engineers, and that's just the ones who are our family. These are people who basically mix this shit for you for free. You know what I'm saying? In addition to that, we got all of the heavy hitters that you know that people take, Master T. All these people are Phil's cousins and homies from back in the day and shit like that. Q11. Q11 is a DJ. He do the shit with what's the show with Sway in the Morning, and the other one with the lawyer or whatever. TMZ.
Right.
These are some of Phil's best friends that he worked with. Phil actually been to fucking Berlin and produced that EDM music before at a time. So he is a whole nother kind of artist.
Right.
Kind of too complex to even really go into, really. You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
It's so complex where a person like that could go. You did EDM as a Black young male from 21st Street. You feel me? That like
Yeah.
you feel me?
Yeah, I didn't
And
even know that. I never knew. I didn't know
and
he had his hand and stuff
you
like that.
performed in Berlin when we standing here trying to be in a fucking crowd at a lounge, and a motherfucker got the nerve to play you last, and you could rock a stage and do that. You can go to a white. So see, some of these artists, look, again, too complex to go into. Osama, back on the other hand,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like, all right, you feel me? We got something to give him, and he's looking for something. So we just all linked up. And I said, anybody ever asks you, tell them I'm your manager. You feel me? And I just like that. And I want my 30%, motherfucker. You feel
There
me?
you go.
He
There you
started
go.
laughing. He
So
started laughing. And shit.
okay. So with you managing them or whatever, you managing them, right?
Mm.
So what do you think about the state of the music industry? I'll say in Chicago, just to start off. as far as your son being a new artist, because he's a new artist, and congrats to him because I heard his name. He was nominated for Best New Artist at Ambitions Entertainment Awards. So
Oh,
to him.
oh, that's what's up. I appreciate that. Shout out to them for that. Well, what I think about the state of music, the music industry in Chicago, or right now. For one, I would say this: no one person could answer this question correctly, because although everything that is in existence while you're in existence, you are a part of, but you don't fucking know what's going on up north. Them niggas up there rapping their ass off. They doing all type of shit. You don't know them niggas. You know
Right.
your suburban niggas, or you know your south side niggas, you know your west side home. You feel me? Nobody could really answer the question, but we are familiar with it being something that's happening on the surface. You feel me?
Right.
And so, and it's almost like there's no real one person to blame. There's no real one person to blame, but the state of it is completely fucked up, because not so much at what the artists are doing, but because the way we communicate in general has just changed. You feel me? If we had somebody we could look up to and we could get information from, like I said, Gio Sama came home and now he got the game. They call me an OG. I've been an OG for a long, long time, and I was a little kid and they was calling me the OG. Like grown people was asking me about shit. You feel me? Phil is a real triple dipple OG. You feel me?
Right.
So Osama as a new artist benefits more than probably even you, because you have your wife who is with love telling you, hey, so you feel me? But she probably not out here, not to say that we are, but she's probably not out there toting guns and really getting active. And you see that people are mixing the two in the industry. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So people who have some influence of the streets, they can influence the music industry. You feel me? It used to be like that, but now since people in the streets that were like people that were worth being respected or we looked up to, a lot of them, sad to say, but they are no longer with us, whether they incarcerated or they just dead or they just faded away because they don't want the smoke that come with this shit. You feel me? So when they remove themselves, you got the Gio Samas and the Xavier 2 times in that age bracket, and they don't have no motherfucking counsel. They don't have nobody to ask no questions to, so they figuring shit out on their own. And then you got somebody over them like, yeah, but for $5,000 shit, I might could spend it for you 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
If they hustling, you feel me, and they got $5,000 to spend, they easily are gonna be fucked out of they gonna be fucked around a lot. You feel what I'm saying? Because people are taking your passion for they greed mixed with your passion, and never get nowhere because they greed don't stop. Neither does your passion. So I personally think that's the state of where hip hop is. It's just if we could just simplify everything, it's unfair. But it is what it is, and it ain't gonna fucking change. Ain't gonna change. So I saw a post yesterday that said to the promoters, can y'all start bringing new talent and stop recycling the same old motherfucking fake ass legends y'all call legends and shit. Listen,
sound like my boy Solo from the Heights.
It most definitely was his. That's
what it sounds like. It sounds
and
like
look, and I was about to chime in, but I've been falling back from chiming in because I realized that nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. But more importantly, a promoter with their own money, with their own venue, can do what the fuck they want to do.
Okay. Oh, so
they can do what they want to do, huh?
Ain't you a promoter now? Because didn't you do a chemistry class or something?
I would say you could add that to my repertoire. I am promoting now. You feel me? But look, let me tell you something. I've been like this my whole life. I'm always going against the grain because I ain't never need it. See, that's the thing. When you grow up in the system, you already ain't never had shit and you already ain't never had nobody. So I never had to be like, oh, can I come be a part of y'all team? I already know that when I raise my hand and speak out and speak my truth, it's going to make the rest of everybody say, well, goddamn. You feel? Because the truth normally, we be like, shh, don't say it out loud. Don't tell that person how you really feel. So that's not even a thing that people find popular anymore, to be actually speaking the truth. So I already know I'm gonna have some backlash for going live. And what the fuck they did over there at that motherfucker, that concert shit wasn't shit. It's the truth. But I did it, I wasn't supposed to say it. But now that I know, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna say it.
But I say, you got to be like PC. So sometimes you have to the way you got to word certain things because sometimes my wife stops me from wording things a certain way. She say you don't want to word it like that.
Yeah, being tactful is
She
a
said you have to. She said because you got to remember we got a podcast, so you have to certain things you have to be politically right about. I mean, you can say it how you want to say it, but try to not be so. Don't do nothing that burn bridges for us. Basically, what she's saying.
okay, but that mindset is the mindset that in the wrong hands is fucking up everything, because
Right.
because that's such a broad statement. Try not to burn big bridges, which will leave a person like me, for example.
All right.
Not you. Maybe you can articulate what she said. If somebody said, try not to burn bridges, I know what you mean.
Right.
But now inside of my body, the chemistry is out of whack.
Right.
When
Okay.
chemistry is out of whack, we usually have an explosion. We usually, something
Right.
usually combust.
All right. You gotta.
Shit burning your eyes, motherfucker can't see. Oh, what the fuck didn't happen? So that's what's happening in my body when you give me a set of rules that sounds like comply.
Right.
I don't want to comply with bullshit. And I don't, so I know that to be correct because your wife is now thinking of monetization.
Right. So I think that's a thing too.
That's a thing. So, but who's not thinking of that?
Right.
Who's not thinking of that? So that means you got a culture, not just her that's saying that. You got a culture of people now that's walking on eggshells, and you have a culture of people that's dick riding because they know to get money, to make money, or to keep money, you got to present shit a certain way.
Right.
And
Because
then
sometimes
there's
I have
me
to.
without shit. I ain't got
I say
nothing.
because I'm pretty sure sometimes I let some things slip that some people might have been offensive about, but that's just how people get. But I think they take things offensive anyway. I think
Now,
some people automatically jump to
what you mean?
the
What
offense
do you
mode.
It's like, what do you mean? I can't believe you coming at me. I can't. So what I like, let me tell you something. I did not know this. Street Boy Stretch. He had, Street Boy Stretch?
Yeah.
He used to be one of my favorite people. JV, I love you so much. I hope you feel better and get yourself together. That's a 16-year-old. Street Boy Stretch used to be one of my favorite people. And one of my most, he had become one of my most, I felt like he was underrated from the time that I came into the industry. I was like, I had heard his songs before, and I'm like, all right, you feel me? And then one day he performed a song. See, this is what we go into performances and shit like that.
Yeah.
He performed. I had heard the song all the time. All that's cool. But one day he performed a song, and I seen it. I think he went cross-eyed, veins and shit was coming all out his motherfucking face and shit. And he was so pumped up, and I was like, oh shit, this shit cold. You feel me? But he had played the song on his story, his song Pump It Up. He played it on his story. And I was like, why did it sound like that? And I'm like, it don't sound right. And Phil was like, the fuck is wrong with you? You can't ask people why they shit. He's an artist. So Stretch had never responded to that. But I learned in that moment, Phil was telling me certain things you cannot say, certain things. And I was like, I wasn't even trying to be offensive, but I didn't know that having something mixed or mastered makes this big of a fucking difference. But that song, when he performed Pump It Up at the club the other night, my motherfucking soul, my body was, boy, I was El Chapo little sister. But hearing it on my story, it was real bland. So I learned as a commentator or as somebody who people value their opinions, I learned to not force my thoughts, you feel me? Because he didn't ask me. He didn't say chemistry. He wasn't somebody who said, chemistry, what you think about that Pump It Up mix? You feel me? But I was finding myself telling people, yeah, like, that's not it. I don't think that's, like, now I got 20,000 motherfuckers. I done said, yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. So what your wife is saying, why am I burning unnecessary bridges?
Right. So, yeah. I mean,
they didn't ask for it. Don't give it.
I'm about to say, I mean, I understand, but then we get to the point where it's like, I feel like sometimes people don't want to hear the truth sometimes because everything sound like hate.
Do they think it sound like hate, or are they lazy?
That's a good question that I don't know.
Why the fuck? This thing. Why the fuck was somebody else in their life with all the shit they got going on with their kids, their husband, wives, jobs, motherfucking bills? Now, why would somebody take their time, one iota of their time, to give you an opinion about some shit that you have going on? Me personally, I would think that they care, not so much that they hate. If you think about it, hate is starting to look like silence. It's not looking like people talking. People that talk is people that care. It's the people that's
Right.
passionate, and people got it fucked up now. It's the
Right.
people that sit like letting your ass go up there, perform that whack ass bullshit you just performed, and let your ass up there leave out. You see, wasn't nobody clapping nothing, and all your friends, and nobody told you before you performed that wasn't, that shouldn't have been in your mix.
Right.
That's what I consider hate. But somebody actually telling me, Dad, that's not it. I don't
Right.
look at hey, I look at it as they care, but I do recognize that it hurt my feelings. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that the music industry is at this state where everybody's feelings are easily hurt.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But it's like, my brother told me a long time ago when I was a teenager, because I've been doing music since I was 13. And he told me, and the first time he literally told me he didn't like something I did, my feelings was hurt. He said, bro, I'm gonna tell you, so I'm gonna be honest. He say, if you can't take somebody hating on your stuff or constructive criticism, don't write another song. Don't you sing another hook. Don't you rap another. Don't do nothing. If you can take a little bit of hate, yeah, they gonna hate on you. Yeah, he said be upset. He said, yeah, you could be upset. I want you to be upset for about 5 minutes. He say, man, you go back and you prove that wrong. Man, you prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong, bro. And every now and then he say, bro, I'm proud of you now. So you done got better. I see you. I like you. So he said, I want you to prove me wrong.
Yes.
That was his whole thing. So the reason I am how I am is because of him. Because he said,
is he older or younger?
Older.
Okay. See,
I'm actually the baby.
See what I'm saying? So that means you have counsel. You blessed. You got counsel, and then you have that soft-spoken spirit of your wife. Right. So you're blessed. Some people don't have nothing but the next motherfucker rapper that's standing next to them who ain't shit. Who don't sound like shit. That's all a lot of people have. They have no real counsel.
Right.
If you notice, these shows are becoming artists in the room watching other artists, and they're not there because they like you as an artist. They're waiting on their next time, on their time, and they're also studying your performance, your lyrics, what the crowd responds to. That's mostly what they're not just. If it was all about you and these other rappers wasn't on the bill, guarantee you they wouldn't be at your show.
Facts.
Guarantee you they would not be buying those tickets. Nigga got to be on a bill for them to be at the show, which is making the shows look watered down because there's no A&Rs here. There's no record labels here. There's nobody from real terrestrial radio stations here. There's just artists performing for artists.
Right. That's a whole nother conversation. But
we'll be back.
So before we might have to do a part 2, but before I go, I do have to ask you, I do have to shout out your I don't know what it was called. Y'all did a appreciation award show.
Yes, the 50 years of hip hop. I appreciate that. Oh, you dope. I'm having fun now. Bring me some cheese and crackers and grapes and shit. Yes, we did the 50 years of hip hop.
So what made y'all put that together and throw something like that together?
What made me throw it together? I was motivated because a couple of people who I thought was Phil's friends was throwing a show, but he wasn't asked to be a part of the show. And I had initially thought 3 years ago that that's what friends did. So I learned that music is business and it is not friends. So I no longer look at any of them as his friends. They're just other artists, right? But they motivated me when I saw that they were having a big show and he shares the same fan base as them. So I was like, how is it that you guys, whenever these people would throw a show, they used to call you up and say that you guys were going to do this. But now, like, how did this change? Like, shit was all good just a week ago. But it motivated me because you either can be mad at something and complain about it, or you could say, fuck it. If they could do it, so can I. I got my bag. My bag might not even be as long as theirs, but to the degree in which I have my following, got 8,000 friends over here on Instagram, 5,000 over here. People usually tapping in, listening. Hey, people fuck with your music because you're a good artist, but above all of that, people fuck with Phil because he's a really good person. You feel me? He a real motherfucker. He ain't no Hollywood person. You feel me? So I said, since we can't perform on that show with your peers, let's just throw our own show. And I was going to do like a second part to Southwest Connect, but I said, you know what? Because something had happened last year where the crews started being broken up. That's a real thing that you'll see happen. Like the next year,
Crew thing, yeah. I actually been seeing that. Like,
yeah, you'll see
people I
people
seen was
not
close
liking. Like, I thought
together,
they
they
were
no longer
friends.
close.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. I mean, that's kind of confusing, but yeah.
Yes, you know, it's confusing because actually nothing is happening. Nothing is happening but a little misunderstanding or a little feeling away. You feel me? But 20-year niggas ain't friends no more in the rap industry all around Chicago. That's just how it goes. Right. So anyway, I was like, so instead of, you feel me, if we can't do that, let's throw our own. But you know what? It was some award shows that happened in between. And there was a new artist award thing, and Gio Sama wasn't doing it. But that summer, that year, everybody was talking about Gio Sama. His name was everywhere, but he didn't make that list. Well, actually, I heard he was on a list and they got taken off of it. But anyway, we were like, you know what? We need to do something where it's not biased, because that's also what's happening.
Right.
If you stop liking me, Terrell, and you got all the money, or I'm sorry, it appears that you have all the money, you have the power to make people fake blackball me, not like my statuses, not follow me. So I was seeing that thing was happening. So I said, let's try to do something where we're just being neutral. Well, it's not about friends. Let's throw a 50 years of hip hop, because this year hip hop had made 50 years old. I said, so let's celebrate hip hop. That's who we naturally are. And I said, and let's dig deep and think about people in Chicago in the industry, in the entertainment industry and the entrepreneurs who have been impactful, right? Because there are some people who have been winning awards. They're just popular. They're not really impactful. And I know they're not impactful because I'm outside and I say the top 3 niggas that you gonna say, I'm gonna ask them outside on West, South, and North Side, and ain't nobody gonna know who the fuck they is. So but that's another story. So I said, let's just be no bias. No, it don't matter if it's our friends. Let's really just show love to hip hop. So we said we want to just because without y'all, we be giving the artist the love, but guess what? You can't do shit without your producer. You can't do shit without your DJ. So we wanted to start there and just really just show love to people who may have been forgotten about, like the Giuliani Kennedys. Don't fucking play with that. He ain't even my friend. You see what I'm saying? Right. He's not even my friend, but I know that he could rap, and I know that he's not popular in the industry because I know what people glorify in the industry. So if it ain't the Jews or you're not making that motherfucker video look dope, nigga ain't trying to really gravitate towards you. You feel me? Right. So, but can you deny that he a dope rapper? No, you can't really deny that. You feel me? So we wanted to take all the Philip Martells, the Giuliani Kennedys, the Gio Samas, and everybody in between. And we want to just say, I see you, bro. Like, you are not forgotten about. Phil had a phone call from somebody who been in the industry and low key was like, I'm ready to commit suicide, bro. I'm tired. I'm ready to check out. That had happened. And Phil, that's a real thing. Depression is a real thing. You feel me? So imagine coming on these platforms and shit like that, and shit going on in the music industry, and you being bullied, or people aren't being fair, or like, you feel me? Like, people low key, some people can handle it. You can, Terrell, me, I can, but some people can't. Some people don't like the feeling of being forgotten about. They can't handle that. So we was like, let's be about love, because love has been our movement. You feel me? Love movement. Let's stay with that. Let's throw a dope show love to hip hop, and just let's try to show some. I've needed at least $10,000 more
Wow.
to make the impact that I wanted to, because you got people who was like, what about for me? What about me? And they were people that I literally forgot about. but not intentionally. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So what we did actually is something that I know businesses, we need to come together. The Joe's Bar and Grill, the Ambitions, the motherfucking Backstage, the owners of these clubs in these local settings, the big dogs and the real motherfucking, the real members, real gang members that really have a voice, big dogs, people that is getting on. If you working now and you out of town and you got connects out of town, tell your connects about me because you left town, but you remember me because I was your friend here. We need people to really like start linking the chain to acknowledge the talent that's behind them or that's coming after them. You feel me? Or that happened before them. That's how we got into that. I'm sorry if that was long-winded, y'all, but that's how
it was enough. It asked the question. I like it. Good content. Like I said, this is Chemistry 101.
Thank you. Y'all better pass this class to whoever you watching. Y'all better pass this class.
Okay, so we gonna wrap it up. So I like to give my guests 3 minutes to promote, say, or do whatever they want to do for about 3 minutes. Just leave my listeners with something. But the clock is on. That's about the clock is on. You got 3 minutes to promote or say whatever you need to say.
Listen, right now, because I'm selfless, it's about my artists, Philip Martell and G. Osama. I have one legend who've been making music since 98, and then somebody who's coming out now, and they both are bridging the gap, and we calling the young boys and the big dogs, we bridging the gap, and that's what I want to see more in the whole industry or whatever. So if y'all just follow them and follow my movement, I just appreciate that. Chemistry Beats, the I Beat the Odds podcast, whenever the fuck it come on, it's gonna come on. Y'all follow me anyway, so y'all will see then. I do a cleaning business called Beats and Brooms. It's something totally different. I go in your crib and in your offices and in commercial, all type of shit, Airbnbs, and we cleaning with a whole family. It's Black owned. And we got that Soulful Sunday, the Dusties, the Etta James, the Benny and the Jets, that Elton John, and we cleaning up. We listen to Anita Baker. So everything I do again is around music. So I have that. Y'all can follow me for that if you know somebody who needed cleaning. What else? Don't Flunk Chemistry, whatever. I don't know. We got a clothing line. What is it? How many minutes I got left?
That's it.
Love Drug. That was Phil's brand. Again, I'm Beats. So he still has the Love Drug, which is his separate line, but then also we are merging the brands and making a Love Drug Beats. I should have had the shirt on today, but I have my Che Rivera because I'm Che Rivera with bling on. I'm complex. But that's Jay-Z, if y'all don't know. That's my favorite rapper. But anyway, that's about it. Like my business is growing and glowing. I just got engaged. So he got the hottest chick in the game wearing his ring. That's right, Beats.
I'm about to say, Jay-Z is her favorite rapper, I can see. But so okay, I want to thank you one more time for coming on here and dropping the knowledge. I learned a lot from you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I do appreciate it.
I'm glad you did it this way, because if you said that you had wanted to see us in passing and you wasn't because there were so many people around, just in hearing that let you know my celebrity is growing. You feel me? My celebrity is growing. So sometimes you might have to do a Zoom meeting. You feel me? I'm gonna have to get security in a minute. But I appreciate it, man. But I knew you always had good energy around you. I can't wait to meet your wife. I'm glad she was able to help us get on this thing. I'm glad that you have somebody in your ear that's helping you or whatever. And I would like to come out and see how you are and have grown as an artist. So next time you're doing something, I'm throwing something. You might even be on my shit. Who knows?
Yeah. I'll be at Joe's Bar and Grill September 1st. There's a event that Danny got going on. It's
September.
Like a contest, September 1st.
Okay, so I might come check you out there if you could perform it. If you perform, I'm gonna come see you. Okay, so I can come see you there. Come see me. I got tickets. Send me $20. I'll send you a G. Osama ticket. He's on the Wave Fest with Sinatra's on August 25th. So that's the newest thing that's out. We out there. I feel good. See, I'm selling tickets. I need 30% of everything. I'm not playing with them. You feel me? But anyway, August 25th, Sinatra's is having a Wave Fest too, when G. Osama is performing those songs that you have there and some of his other shit or whatever. You got a 10-minute set. So y'all come on and rock out with me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm cool. Okay. So we're gonna end it with I do got one more song that I didn't play yet. I'm gonna end it with
let's hear it.
Total Recall.
Let me put my
So yeah, so we gonna toss it to Total Recall, and I'll let y'all know. This Total Recall about is this on streaming platforms or
it's Phil, it's Total Recall out. It's on streaming platforms. It's gonna be on the album.
Okay, so we're gonna give y'all this exclusive that's gonna be on Phil Martell's album.
Philip Martell.
Philip Martell, my bad. Okay, so Philip Martell album. To Total Recall. So again, I'm Terrell. Stay here with Kimistry Beats. See y'all when we see y'all.
All speaks. Let's go.